The final home game of the regular season for the St. Louis Blues. The final game of the season period for the Minnesota North Stars, who need either a victory or a tie to wrap up a playoff spot in the Norris Division of the National Hockey League. Hello again, everyone. With Ken Wilson, I'm Dan Kelly. Welcome to the arena. Welcome to a Norris Division battle. The Blues still have a shot at first place, but it's more imperative for Minnesota to win or tie in this game.
Yeah, the Blues know they'll have home ice advantage in the playoffs, either finishing first or second. Minnesota just trying to nail down a playoff spot. Chicago's at Toronto tonight, Toronto at Chicago tomorrow night. If Minnesota does not win nor tie here tonight, then they just have to be concerned about Chicago and Toronto. And I've got to think, Dan, that as terribly as Minnesota has played lately, they should come up with maybe their best performance of the season tonight.
They should be desperate, but they're that type of team you just don't know. They have Glenn Sonmore behind the bench for the second time tonight after Lauren Henning was fired earlier this week. Meanwhile, the Blues, I think, Ken, with second place wrapped up, I think they have to feel very good about themselves, finishing second and maybe still first with the numerous injuries and the struggles they've had this year because of that.
Well, everywhere you go around the National Hockey League, people say, you know, you've got to give that Jacques Martin some credit. He came in a very difficult situation. And as we've had to do in past years when the other Jacques was here also, you got to give the players some credit. They get a lot out of themselves, as does the coach. It's been a terrific year, all things considered.
Meanwhile, the Blues, with the victory here tonight and a little help from Pittsburgh, could make things even interesting for first place in Detroit tomorrow night, where, of course, you'll be following the action on both radio and television as the Blues take on the Red Wings.
The referee tonight is Kerry Fraser. Wayne Bonney and Randy Mitten are the linesmen for what should be an outstanding Norris Division game. In goal for Minnesota, Don Beaupre, the veteran in his 47th game, a .396 goals against average. And at the other end, Greg Millen. Millen in his 42nd game with a .359 goals against average. So sit back and get ready to enjoy this one as this crowd does at the arena. After the game for the Blues, it's on to Detroit. The battle with Jacques Demer's first place Red Wings, and first place could be at stake 24 hours from now at Joe Louis Arena. We're set to go. Here's Dan Kelly.
Okay, Ken Wilson. Doug Gilmour against Brian Bellows on the faceoff. And the puck comes into the North Star zone. Back to get it is number 10, Gordy Roberts. Minnesota in control as they flip it to center. Knocked down by the Blues. Bothwell to Greg Paslowski, now to Gino Cavallini. Cavallini on the boards, knocks it down. Now Minnesota on the attack. Bellows carries in, but that play is offside at the St. Louis blue line.
Brian Lawton along the near boards just had his foot off the line. He had it in the air. That's why he was offside. Brian Bellows, a big hope a few years ago for this Minnesota team, has never developed quite as well as they had hoped. He hasn't been the dominant star, and he is playing center. That's where new coach Glenn Sonmore says he gets more of a challenge. We'll see how he does there tonight.
And the North Stars need help there because of the absence of Neil Broughton, their best center. Here comes Rick Natras, number 27 for the Blues. Shoots it into the Minnesota zone. And back for Minnesota, and clearing it is Brad Maxwell. Mark Hunter knocks it down. Now Bellows on the boards, losing it. Here's Jocelyn Lemieux and Natras at the point. Shooting, he shot it just wide. And the North Stars, Bob Brook, the ex-Ranger, number 13. Head manning to Bellows. Bellows fires it in. High off the glass with that shot. Now Natras back for St. Louis, clears it to center, and Craig Hartsburg has it there for Minnesota. Over to Bellows, intercepted by Lemieux, now to Mark Hunter. Hunter flipping it in, and the North Stars defenseman Bob Rouse cleared it away. Bellows back to get the loose puck. Bellows flips it to center, picked up by Brook. Now Brook on right wing, shooting it in. Going back is Bourgeois for St. Louis. Here's Big Charlie. Ahead to Rick Mahar, but that's intercepted by Rouse. He drops it to Craig Hartsburg. And Hartsburg, number 4, the Minnesota captain, feeds Dino Ciccarelli at center. Now poking it in for Pavelich. He's checked. Now Ciccarelli gets it again and drops it back to Rouse at the North Star blue line. Over to Craig Hartsburg. Hartsburg crosses center, fires it in. Brian Benning back for the Blues. Benning on right wing to Reeds. He tipped it, couldn't get it out. Centered by McClellan. Cicerelli was checked by Bourgeois. And now Mahar back for St. Louis. Mahar with Wickenheiser, and Reed shoots it in. Here's Reeds in to get it. Center to Mahar. Tipped away, and McClellan has it for Minnesota. Now Mahar slides it in behind the net. And Hartsburg is back for the North Stars. Hartsburg around to Cicerelli. He missed it, and Cavallini chases back to get it and takes control behind his own goal. No icing. Blues ball at his own line to Ramage. Headmanning to Paslowski. In across the line, Gilmore in ahead of the play, and offside at the Minnesota North Star blue line. No score here in the early minutes. This is St. Louis Blues hockey. Gino Cavallini out on the ice, 18 goals in the season. Gino wants to say hello to John O'Leary in St. John's Mercy Hospital tonight. Gino, Charlie Bourgeois, Jim Favis, Tim Bothwell, and the rest of the Blues send out the best to young Mr. O'Leary, and they hope to see him here during the playoffs. So John, get well soon. Here comes Paslowski cutting in. Shoots, he scores! Paslowski for the Blues, and 1-0 St. Louis.
Of the year for Paslowski. Not the best of angles on the left wing. He went high on the glove side of Beaupre. And just inside the far post. Beaupre coming out to cut off the angle. Gilmore breaking for the net. Paslowski just inside the circle. And Beaupre, Dan, was well out. There had to be very little area for Paslowski to shoot it.
1-0 for the Blues. Puck cleared in by Minnesota. Back is Jocelyn Lemieux. At center ice to Federico. He fires it in. Going back is Roberts to get it. Lemieux hammered him into the boards. And now Roberts to Brian Lawton. To Bob Brook at center. Federico shoots it back in. And number 55, Brad Maxwell, an original North Star, back with Minnesota again. Back to get it. Here's Brad Maxwell. Flipping one up the middle. Comes to Brook. Brook cross ice pass to Maxwell. Maxwell comes to center, shoots it in. And Federico goes back to get it. Federico in the corner to Tim Bothwell. And Bothwell clears it all the way down the ice. Misses everyone. Roberts back to get it, and as he touches the puck, icing against the Blues.
Paslowski's 29th of the season, coming here at 2:38 of the first period. Ramage and Bell assisting. Detroit, as we have mentioned, playing at Pittsburgh. Detroit can wrap up first place in the Norris Division, and in the second period they lead the Penguins 2-1. We'll keep you abreast also of the Blackhawks game with the Maple Leafs in Toronto. Well, Charlie Bourgeois come on. You never know what to expect from Charlie, and when playoff time comes, you get a little more certain that he's going to probably play pretty well again.
And he's had an outstanding last 6 weeks of the season as Bourgeois. Here's Benning. That's Senator Reeds. On right wing, he cuts in, shooting. Beaupre got his glove up to stop that. Now thrown into the corner by Pavelich. Play goes right on. Wickenheiser gets it to Mahar. Back to Wickenheiser. Wickenheiser sliding it in behind the net. And Hartsburg has it for the North Stars. Reeds in for checking him. Now in comes Mahar. Shoots it on the boards. And the North Stars, McClellan into center ice to Rouse. Rouse to Cicerelli. Dino Cicerelli, their 50-goal man. Dropped it back. Nobody in position to get it. And it comes to the Minnesota blue line. Hartsburg to Mark Pavelich, number 16. He's checked in the play. And the Blues, Wickenheiser shot it to center. Now shot by Minnesota back to the St. Louis line. Ramage getting it to Benning. Into center ice to Cavallini. He's into the North Star zone. Fakes the shot. Now taken out of the play by Rouse. Marouk cleared it. Here's Doug Gilmore. Trying to drop it back. That's intercepted. And away comes Larry DePalma. In across the line on left wing. Shooting. Milling a pad save on the short side. DePalma back of the net. Center. Marouk a shot. Sliding across. Paslowski to block it. And the Blues clear it out of there. Paslowski has 1 goal and 1 save. And it's icing against the Blues as the North Stars' Boudelier goes back to touch the puck. 1-0 in favor of the Blues. This is
second game this season behind the bench for Glenn Sonmore. Of course, he's been with the North Stars for a long time. Once coached the University of Minnesota Gophers, trying to instill a little excitement into this Minnesota team. And In all honesty, I don't think Minnesota has exactly come out charged up here in the first 5 minutes of this game.
And they've fallen behind 1-0. Minnesota, to help their own cause, must win or tie this game. This is their final game of the regular schedule. Long shot handled by Millen as Roberts let it go. Now the Blues with Todd Ewan. Into center to Gilmore. He's in across the line. Gilmore out there with Mahar and Ewan. That's a new combination. Now the puck loose in front. Ewan got it. And sliding across was the goaltender Beaupre, who then slaps the puck away. He's upset at Kerry Fraser, the referee. Beaupre almost got caught out of there.
Beaupre dumped behind the net by Todd Ewan. Kerry Fraser looked, at least saw the end of the play, and said, hey, nothing wrong with that. Ewan seemed to barely graze goaltender Don Beaupre, and then as he tried to scramble back, he was just lucky to get there as Ewan completed the circle around the net. We want to send our condolences to the family of Joseph Staff, passed away. His charming wife May, longtime friend of really the media at the press box at Busch Stadium. It makes that press box one of the best in baseball, and our condolences to May and their family.
May makes those great cheeseburgers.
That's done a lot for both of us, hasn't it?
Our sympathy to May on the passing of her husband. Here's a loose puck taken by Ronning with a shot right on. Beaupre the save. Ewan fires it back of the net. Doug Evans gets it. And now Dirk Graham into center ice to Keith Acton. Knocked away by Ewan. Now shot in by Steve Payne. Ewan coming back for the Blues, number 21. Very popular here with the home fans is the tough guy Ewan. Puck shot in by the Blues. Now Evans back of the net. In comes Ewan. But it's cleared away by Maxwell to Payne. Steve Payne, number 44. Trying to clear it out. Ewan couldn't knock it down. Here's Doug Evans flipping it in. That's off Acton's stick, and back to get it is Gordy Roberts. Number 10, Roberts. Out on right wing for Brad Maxwell. Maxwell slides it into the blue zone. Back is Mark Hunter. Hunter touches it, so it's an icing call against Minnesota. And the faceoff will come back into the Minnesota zone.
Blues leading this one on an early goal by Greg Vasilevsky. Minnesota not exactly at full strength. They are without Neil Broughton, and his injuries throughout the course of the season have really hurt Minnesota. There's no question about it. They also have Scott Bukestad sitting out tonight, as well as Remo Helmanen and Chris Pryor. Jacques Martin along with Brian Sutter back of the Blues bench.
And assistant trainer Frankie Burns in that shot too. Frankie has been with the Blues since day one. He started off as a stick boy. I think he was about 13 years old, and he's still here. Faceoff coming up deep in the Minnesota zone. Blues come up with it, and then Bob Brook gets it for Minnesota. Here's Brook over to Bellows, trying to slide it in front. Natras there to clear it away. And back comes Fedorko to help out defensively. Number 24, the great veteran Bernie Fedorko. Ahead for Tim Bothwell. Here's Bothwell weaving his way in. Flips it into the corner. Lemieux trying to race in. He was taken out by Musil on the play. And Hartsburg is back to get it. Hartsburg over to number 6, František Musil. Shot it to center. Intercepting it. Now Lemieux coming up with it. Lemieux centers to Fedorko. Tipped in, and Minnesota's Brian Bellows, number 23, takes over. Into center ice to Lawton. Lawton fires it in. Digging in to get it is Bellows. Can't center it. Now Lawton at the point. Fires it in behind the net. Bothwell has his man tied up. In comes Bob Brook. Brook checked by Hunter. Brook gets it again, trying to drop it back to Lawton. Lawton cuts in, shoots. Millen a save. Rebound. Millen stopped that from Bellows. And Lemieux has it for the Blues. He's ridden out by Brook, but got it to Mark Hunter. Hunter down with Fedorko. Leaving it for Fedorko. Back to Hunter. Too well checked in front of the net. Now Hunter fired it behind the goal, and the North Stars take over, and Boudelier then upended on the play. And we're going to get a penalty here against the Blues for tripping. And Minnesota will be on a power play. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
It'll be interesting to see if Minnesota can muster anything on the power play. They're the 5th best team in the power play in the league.
83 goals, 23.6% for the North Stars. Here's a key on their power play. Craig Hartsburg to center. Into the blue zone, but Reeds, great penalty killer, cleared it away for St. Louis. And Mark Pavelich is back to get it. Pavelich, the ex-New York Ranger who sat out most of the season. Leaving it there for Brad Maxwell. Maxwell, number 55, crossing center. Shooting it in. Back is Bourgeois for the Blues. Cleared it to Reeds, and then it's shot out by Benning. And Minnesota has to retreat. 1:20 left in the Blues penalty. North Stars, Hartsburg to Pavelich. Head manning to Cicerelli. Into the Blue zone. Fires it around on the boards. Millen out of the net to clear it. Cleared it up high and got it to the line. Held in. It comes to Cicerelli. Now back to Maxwell, cutting in. Millen cleared it away. That was more of a pass than a shot, but Millen anticipated and knocked it away from McClellan. And back goes Hartsburg. 52 seconds left in the Blues penalty. Greg Hartsburg ahead on right wing for Bellows. Shooting it in. Ramage knocks it down. Got it to Gilmore, and Gilmore cleared it to the Minnesota line. And Ron Wilson is back to get it. Wilson for Minnesota. Clearing one ahead to Lawton. He shoots it in, and he put it up high and put it over the glass and into the crowd. 32 seconds left in the Blues penalty.
Dan, you look at this Minnesota power play now, and it looks just the same as their play at even strength. Almost lethargic. I'm not saying they're playing poorly, because they're not, but they don't seem to be inspired at all. And it really makes one wonder at this juncture. Let us just say at this point, they haven't come in too high. There's not too much adrenaline. They're not too excited. They're rather composed and nonchalant and matter-of-fact about it, which really surprises me. I thought they'd be coming in, taking the body, which they've done very little of here in this first period.
I thought they'd come in and play desperate type hockey, but that's not been the case. 32 seconds left in the Blues penalty. Here is a shot by Natras all the way down the ice, and Minnesota has to retreat. Number 26, Paul Boudelier, the ex-Islander and Boston Bruin. Boudelier to Brian Lawton. Lawton trying to clear it in. Does get it into the Blue zone. Back is Rick Natras. He's tied up on the boards. Now gets free. Cleared it. Pinching in is Ron Wilson. Fired it back of the net, but Natras is there. Cleared it. Knocked down at the point by Boudelier. Into the corner for Dirk Graham. Back to Boudelier. Hunter's back on. The Blues are at full strength. Dirk Graham centers. Side of the net to Bellows. Bellows back in front. Natras cleared it. Held in by Boudelier. Knocked into the corner by Natras. Now Dirk Graham. Graham shooting right through the goal crease with that shot. Ron Wilson has to go back to center. And the North Stars have to regroup. They just clear it in. Natras for St. Louis. Over to Bothwell. The Blues with a 1-0 lead. Ahead to Jocelyn Lemieux, the colorful 19-year-old rookie. He's upended on the play by Bob Rouse. And Jocelyn Lemieux does what he does best. Draws another penalty from the opposition.
Bob Rouse of the North Stars, the youngster, picks up a 2-minute interference penalty. The Blues now will have the man advantage. Their power play successful over 24% of the time. That ranks 4th in the league. Minnesota penalty killing has had a rough year. They're 19th overall. Doug Gilmore will go for this faceoff here in the Minnesota zone. Trying to win the draw, gain possession right off the bat against Keith Acton with the man advantage.
Gilmore with 101 points on the year. Only the second player in Blues history to get over 100. Here's the other one, Bernie Federko. Federko, number 24 on this Blues power play, which lately has been sensational. Ramage to Benning. Into Federko. Federko on the left wing board, trying to center, and Keith Acton intercepts. Federko just lost it off his stick. Here's Dirk Graham breaking in. And Millen cleared it around to Benning. Benning in his own zone. Ryan Benning out of the St. Louis zone, comes to center. Try to pass, broken up. Gilmore picks it up. Gilmore on left wing, breaking in. Gilmore centers back to Ramage. Shooting, save, rebound, Federko. Shoots, he scores!
One tonight here at the arena. Gilmore moves in front, sets up Ramage. His shot stopped, and Federko will be there for his 20th goal of the season. He just kind of sweeps in. Mark Hunter was moving some traffic around, and Fedorko getting behind the fallen sprawled Don Beaupre. Ramage taking his time trying to pick a spot, and Beaupre out making the save, but the puck gets behind him. And Fedorko able to put it on his forehand and put it into the open goal. His 20th. It's 2-0, and there's that power play working again.
So despite an injury-riddled season for Fedorko, he hits the 20-goal mark, and that's quite an achievement with the poor start he had and then the broken jaw. 2-0 for the Blues. Here's Rouse trying to clear it into center ice to Cicerelli, to McClellan on right wing into the Blues zone, cuts behind the net, couldn't center as Natras tied him up, and back comes Reeds at center to Mahar. Into the North Star zone, Mahar shooting, Beaupre the save, rebound, chopped away by Hartsburg. And then Hartsburg gets it again and clears it on right wing for Pavelich. Mark Pavelich into Cicerelli. Now to Hartsburg, but that was a hand pass, and that stops play, and the faceoff will be outside the St. Louis blue line.
10:50, the time of the Blues power play goal. Fedorko's 20th, Ramage and Gilmore assisting. Meanwhile, at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, it is 2-0. The Maple Leafs lead the Blackhawks. Detroit at Pittsburgh continuing to lead the Penguins 2-1. I'll tell you something, the Chicago Blackhawks in bad shape. And I would have to say the way Minnesota has played thus far, they're a stride behind the Blues at every move. Either Minnesota's having a terrible time or the Blues are as terrific as we'd like to think they are.
Puck shot in by Minnesota. Brook into the corner to get it back to the point to Baudelaire. Shooting. Millen picks that out with a pad save. And now Hunter back to Bourgeois behind the net to Benning. Quickly to Lemieux. Lemieux got it to the line. Held in by Wilson. Now Mark Hunter knocks it down. Hunter for the rookie Lemieux. Into the North Star zone. Jocelyn Lemieux cuts behind the net. Here's Lemieux tied up on the play by Wilson. And Minnesota get it to Brian Lawton, number 8. Lawton, who's found himself a little bit in the latter part of this season, giving it to Baudelaire. Baudelaire on left wing to Lawton. Lawton being checked by Lemieux. Now Lawton still with the puck. Lawton in center ice, drops to Baudelaire. Baudelaire firing it in. And back goes Benning to get it. 7.5 minutes left in the first. 2-0 Blues. Here's Fedorko. Into Paslowski. Winds up, shoots. And Beaupre just got a piece of it with his stick on the way by. That was labeled for the bottom right-hand corner. Minnesota cleared in. Bruce Dale back for the Blues. Over to Rob Ramage. Now to Doug Gilmore. Gilmore to center. Into the North Star zone for Paslowski. Steve Payne tied him up. Now Paslowski and Roberts collide heavily in the corner. Back goes Brad Maxwell. Maxwell clears it down the ice. Hustling back for the Blues is Ramage. And as he touches it, it's icing against Minnesota. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
The arena, Blues are rolling. Paslowski and Fedorko have scored. It's 2-0. And the club really winding up here and getting ready for the playoffs now. Playing very well.
Quick shot by Cavallini from the faceoff, and Beaupre made the save on that. Payne clearing it back of the net. Now Gordy Roberts handling it. Roberts, number 10. Veteran on this Minnesota club. Over to Brad Maxwell. Headmanning to Keith Acton. Acton into the blue zone. Slides it into the corner. Back is Gilmore to get it. Gilmore lost it. Here's Acton. Dropping it back on the point. Maxwell shoots one. Off a skate and into the corner. And it's taken by Paslowski to Gilmore. At center to Cavallini. Cavallini took a hit from Maxwell and Dirk Graham. Drops the puck back for Gordy Roberts. Roberts to Steve Payne. Payne in center ice. At center for Graham. Broken up. Puck shot in by Minnesota. And back goes Natras for Bothwell. Now to Paslowski on right wing. At center to Doug Gilmore. He's in across the line. Gilmore sliding it into the corner and going back to get it is Craig Hartsburg for Minnesota. 2-0 for the Blues. Less than 6 minutes to play in the opening period. Hartsburg crosses center. Shoots it in. Millen out of the net to clear it away. On the boards, Ewan missed it. Now Ronning breaks to center. Cliff Ronning on left wing, shooting, shot it just wide. Now Doug Evans into the corner. Evans tries to center. Here's Ronning into the corner. Back to Bothwell at the point. Behind the net to Evans. Evans centered, but intercepting is Marouk. And Dennis Marouk comes back. Baruch into Larry DePalma on right wing, backhander, and on the save on DePalma. Natras cleared it. Blues, Mahar upended, continues to battle on the boards for the puck, and now taking it is Natras. Right wing pass to Ewan. Ewan chopping it by Hartsburg, and then he and Baruch collide, and Ewan's going to get a penalty here for elbowing. The penalty will be against Ewan of the Blues for elbowing. And then he and Baruch take a push at each other on the way by. As Ewan goes to the penalty box, we'll pause 15 seconds for station identification. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
KPLR-TV St. Louis. Portions of tonight's game are brought to you by McDonald's. Come into your local McDonald's and play McDonald's Monopoly. It's your chance to win more than $40 million in cash and prizes.
The Blues' Todd Ewan, who in 21 games has managed 82 penalty minutes, picks up 2 more. Along the boards, throws that left elbow right in front of Kerry Fraser. Minnesota will have the man advantage. They had very little success on their initial power play. And of course, much of that has to do with the fact that not only are the Blues outstanding when they have the man advantage, but also they're one of the better penalty killing teams in the league.
Here's Hartsburg at center ice, giving it to Wilson. Back to Hartsburg. North Stars with the man advantage. Cicerelli fires it in. Going back to get it is Greg Millen. Cleared it on left wing, and Mahar shoots it out of there. And the North Stars have to go back. 1:40 left in the penalty. 2-0 in favor of the Blues. Hartsburg for Minnesota, leaving it for Ron Wilson. Wilson comes to center, firing it in. Digging in, Cicerelli lets it go to Pavelich, number 16. Back to Hartsburg. Wrist shot blocked by Mahar, and then Mahar cleared it away. Good defensive play by a handy guy to have in your club, Rick Mahar. He's really had a fine year. Back is Wilson for Minnesota. Here's Ron Wilson shooting it in. Ramage back to get it. And as he touched it, Minnesota will be called for icing on the play. While we have a moment, a special hello to the Creve Coeur Pee Wee team up in Peoria, Illinois. The Creve Coeur Pee Wees this afternoon defeated Toledo, Ohio, 4-3 in the National Pee Wee Championships. They have a 2-1 record, and they move into the semifinals of that tournament tomorrow. So good going, Creve Coeur.
Boy, they're doing a terrific job. They play any tough teams yet in that tournament?
Yeah, they met a tough team this morning and lost to Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, 6-1. But they've beaten Spokane, Washington, and this afternoon defeated Toledo, Ohio.
It's not fair when you get those American amateur teams that play the Canadians all the time as they would in the Sioux.
Makes a big difference just across the bridge to Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Here comes Brad Maxwell into center ice, shooting it in. Going back is Millen. Cleared it behind the net. Ramage there to clear it. Now Gilmore firing it out of there. And it comes to the Minnesota blue line where Brad Maxwell feeds it to Lawton. Back to Maxwell. Maxwell to his own line to Lawton at center. Lawton in across the line. Cleared away by Paslowski. And Baudelaire has to go back. 30 seconds left in the penalty. Paul Baudelaire from behind his own goal comes to the blue line. Baudelaire down left wing at center ice. Shooting it in. Here's Mahar kicking it back of the net to Bothwell. Now Bellow centered it. Just missed Graham with it. And it's shot away by Mahar. And Minnesota has to go back. Ewan getting ready to come back on as Beaupre feeds it to Baudelaire. Shot it behind the goal, and here's Maxwell. Todd Ewan is back on. The Blues have killed it off, and Ewan steps out of the penalty box and took Brook out of the play. Here's Millen trying to clear it out for Ewan. And now back of the play, DePalma. And Benning get tied up. And it is DePalma who will get a slashing penalty. Or maybe both. We'll see. This is some
penalties to Larry DePalma of Minnesota and the Blues Brian Benning at 17:05 here in the first period. The Blues have outshot Minnesota 10-6. They lead it 2-0, and it's pretty reflective of how this first period has gone. The Blues have come out and, as you would expect, played very well.
Still a Detroit 2-1 lead over Pittsburgh in the first period of that game. Blues need some help from the Penguins in their bid to finish first. Here's Reeds firing it in for St. Louis. Back to get it, Pavelich. Now Reeds knocking it down. Reeds gets it into the corner, and Cicerelli for Minnesota trying to get away from Wickenheiser. Rink wide pass to Roberts, who just circles back. Gord Roberts. Rink wide for Bob Rouse. Rouse into center ice to Cicerelli. He fires it in. Pavelich going in to get it. Millen out of the net to clear it. Millen did. Gives Reeds a pass. And Reeds beats Wickenheiser. Doug Wickenheiser to center. Clearing it into the Minnesota zone. In comes Wickenheiser. Into the corner. Broken up by Gord Roberts. Roberts dropping it back of his own goal, and Rouse takes over. Rouse flips it out to Cicerelli. Now into center ice to Pavelich. Pavelich across the line. Mark Pavelich moving in, shoots one. Millen the save. Rebound taken by Hunter. And the Blues come back. Hunter with Lemieux. Federico trailing. Into Lemieux. Cutting in. Lemieux upended as he went to get a shot off. Now Lemieux up to try and center it. Got it back of the net. Comes to Ramage at the point. Behind the goal, but Boudelier intercepts. And his pass to McClellan at center ice to Cicerelli. Dino Cicerelli with a long shot. Millen the save. 1:25 left in the period. Bruce Bell to Ramage. At center to Hunter. Hunter kicking it to Federico. He lost it, and Dirk Graham has it. And now it's Bell shooting it in for the Blues. Going back to get it is Boudelier. Boudelier with 1:10 left in the period. Coming to center ice. Fired in by Boudelier. Millen back of the net. Fires the puck off the boards. Gets a nice pass to Paslowski, but Boudelier held it in. We're in the final minute of the first period. Now Bothwell back of his own goal. And Tim Bothwell fires it out of there and down the ice. Hustling back after it for Minnesota, Ron Wilson. And as he touches it, icing called against the Blues with 45 seconds left.
Well, the Blues know that they are going to open the playoffs here at home. That would be next Wednesday and Thursday nights. The 8th and the 9th of April. The question now is, which team will they play? Will it be the Blackhawks, the North Stars, or the Maple Leafs? And I think, Dan, from what we've seen of the Blackhawks and the North Stars of late, both the Red Wings and the Blues would be more than happy to play either of those teams. I'm a little curious about Toronto. I know I haven't seen them lately. And if they do make the playoffs, everyone is going to say Toronto has backed in. But they may have a little more life and a little more spark going into the first round than either Chicago or Minnesota.
They're leading the Blackhawks 2-0 in the second period. Now it is 3-1 for Detroit at Pittsburgh in the second. Shot by Hartsburg, stopped by Millen, and the Blues come up with the rebound. Cavallini clearing it back of the net. Here's Brook trying to center for Bellows. He's tied up by Bourgeois. In comes Gilmore, and it's held there with 28 seconds left in the period, and then some pushing and shoving begins. It started between Bellows and Bourgeois, but they're quickly separated. Ken, I know you want to join me in congratulating Blues president Jack Quinn and general manager Ron Caron on having their contracts extended yesterday by Blues chairman Mike Shanahan. Mr. Quinn and Mr. Caron deserve an extension. They've done an outstanding job.
No question about it, and I think to be commended is Mike Shanahan for coming in, quickly assessing the situation and realizing the importance of Jack Quinn and Ron Caron and adding to the stability of the franchise here.
Here's Hartsburg at the point with a shot. Blocked away by Brook. Cleared around onto the boards. Lawton and Cavallini bump, and Gino won the best of that to Gilmore. Bourgeois now trailing on the play to Gilmore. In with Paslowski. Back to Paslowski. Shoots wide of the net. Here's Paslowski again. This one blocked by Hartsburg. Now Paslowski trying to center it. Came in front of Lawton, breaks it up and comes to center, and there's the buzzer to end the first period. A good one for the Blues. They outshoot Minnesota 11-9. And they get goals from Greg Paslowski and Bernie Federico and lead it 2-0. This is St. Louis Blues hockey. Now we invite you to stay tuned for a special Bud Sports break as John Sloan joins us live at the arena with his guests coming up after these messages.
But these fans are what it's all about, John, as you know. Without them, we play in an empty building. It becomes practice, right? So we need the fans, and the St. Louis fans have really rallied behind us, and we really do appreciate that.
Mike, you are not a guy who likes to talk about yourself very much, but you're an interesting fella, and I think the fans at home would like to hear a little bit about you. You know, management style is something that's been discussed a lot with some of the things in Washington the past few months, and management style is interesting. Your management style is certainly somewhat different from your predecessor, the flamboyant Harry Orness, but what are some of the things that you like at your own management style as pertaining to the St. Louis Blues?
Well, first of all, you start with a core of good people and two very strong leaders in Jack Quinn, our president, and Ronald Caron, our vice president, general manager of hockey. Susie Matthew runs an excellent, I think, operation. We've got Tracy Lovats and the salespeople. I think there's a very strong organization there to start with. And what we need to do for them is give them the kind of support that they've needed through the years. I mean, no matter how good you are, there's always time where you need some help and you need a little boost, and that's what we're here to provide. And I think we're very fortunate to have them with us in the St. Louis Blues organization.
You know, when you came into this, you said you were not a hockey expert. You've been learning very quickly. You've kept a lot of good people around you. You've learned a lot about this sport in a fairly short time.
Well, I don't know if I've learned anything about the sport, but you did remember I said that, didn't you? And I've proven it time and time again. Well, I've learned a lot about this sport. I've learned about the players. I really have a high regard for them. It's very interesting to me to see how they develop and to see how they're becoming more a part of this community. And as I say, the fan and player interplay is becoming very, very important.
Purchase for the first round of the playoffs with the first two games at the arena next Wednesday and Thursday, April 8th and 9th. Tickets also available at other locations, including the arena box office, all area Famous Bar Ticket Now outlets, the Marriott Pavilion Hotel, or by calling Charge Your Tick at 231-1234 and charge your tickets to Visa or MasterCard. The sign in the arena says it all. The Blues are number one. Well, right now they're number two, hoping to get some help from Pittsburgh and hoping to win this game and then fight Detroit for number one in the Norris division tomorrow night. But an excellent first period by the Blues, and they lead it 2-0. Full house here at the arena tonight, and the fans really ate up that first period. They enjoyed every moment of it. Gary Fraser is ready to go to work on the second period as the referee, and so is my partner, Ken Wilson.
All right, Dan Kelly, it'll be Bernie Federko facing off with Brian Bellows. Hunter on the right side with Federko, Lemieux on the left side. Lawton and Brook are the wings for Bellows. Blues control. Benning gets the puck ahead to Jocelyn Lemieux. He feeds over the line to Hunter on the right wing. Back to the right point. Bourgeois shot, and a stick save by a sliding Beaupre. Here's Bob Brook to center ice onto Bellows at the St. Louis line, and offside on the left wing is Brian Lawton, just 17 seconds into this period. And I know, Dan, we're all looking forward to the playoffs, and I hope the fans avail themselves of the opportunity to get their tickets early and be here, because it will be exciting.
It really will be, and there's something special about the Stanley Cup playoffs. Hockey's great all year long, but you get a little extra in the playoffs, and it starts here this coming Wednesday and Thursday. Get your tickets. Good seats still available.
Can anyone forget that miracle Monday, Game 6 with Calgary last spring?
Greatest comeback I've ever seen, Ken.
In any sport, any time, any era. Blues get the puck in. Brad Maxwell back. Knocked down in the corner by Federko. Blues trying to get possession. Gord Roberts intercepts. Up to Lawton. He skates to center ice with Bellows. Bouncing puck eludes him. Blues back. Benning. He handles it, fans on a pass attempt, gets the puck back and just slaps it to center ice. The veteran Maxwell there. He's on defense with Roberts. He hands the puck to Federko. On the left wing, cutting in, he shoots. Wide by a foot. Right point Bourgeois playing the puck behind the net. Roberts and Federko vie for the puck. Gord Roberts gets it. Wheels it around the boards to Lawton as Cavallini sends Roberts flying. Then Lawton loses the puck. Here's Federko, a wrist shot right on the save. And panting on the rebound attempt is Cavallini. Gino Cavallini in the corner trying to center Kent. Maxwell attempts to clear Kent. Bothwell at the right point winds up a shot right on. Beaupre the save, the puck loose, and Cicerelli gets it for the North Stars and shoots the puck the length of the ice. You cannot play hockey unless you can skate well. The team is not going to do well in any hockey league unless they skate. And the Minnesota North Stars tonight absolutely are not skating much at all, not giving really a lot of effort.
Maybe it's the Blues that are skating and making them look that way. It's hard to tell sometimes, but the Blues are all over Minnesota, and they just about scored a couple of times. Federko stopped, and then Cavallini with the rebound. He said, by the way, he's going to get a goal for young Mr. O'Leary tonight, and I know Gino, he's liable to pop one in, and he just about did there.
Well, I hope so for the youngster. Wickenheiser trying to win this faceoff with Pavelich. Pavelich waved out near Don Beaupre. Cicerelli now against Wickenheiser. The Blues playing well. The North Stars not skating much. And the Blues lead it 2-0 still early in the second period. Here's Mahar. Back to Natras. He moves in. He shoots. And another terrific save by Beaupre. And he's had to be tough. Hartsburg gathers in a loose puck at center ice. Shoots it in. Out of the net, Millen to stop the puck. Back of the goal for Natras. Natras to Bothwell. They're the defense combination. Wickenheiser centering with Mahar and Reeds. Here's Wickenheiser to Mahar. In over the line. A shot and a stick save by Beaupre. Loose puck in the corner. Wickenheiser. He's checked by Pavelich. Now Mark Reeds along the near boards. Blues setting up in the Minnesota zone. They've carried the play here in the first 2 minutes 10 seconds of the second period. Centering pass, and Hartsburg intercepts, shovels the puck over to McClellan. Brian McClellan, the ex-King and Ranger. Now to Hartsburg. In over the line to Cicerelli as both teams change. And the puck knocked away into the corner. Bothwell gives it up behind the net, but a whistle and play is stopped. There'll be a penalty call. Gary Fraser is calling a hooking penalty. Blues lead 2-0.
Call with Acton having a good scoring chance. Millen stopped him, but that's why the play was called, because of the North Star penalty to Hartsburg. And so the Blues with the fourth best power play in the league on the power play right now. They've already had a power play goal tonight.
Puck belongs to the Blues. Benning behind the net, starting out. Over to Ramage. They're on the points. His pass goes astray at center ice. Finally picked off by Benning. In over the line. Benning feeds to an open right wing. He's yanked down. No call. Acton back with Graham into the Blues zone. Centering pass, and Graham tips the puck wide. Graham leaves the puck in the St. Louis end. Gilmore gets it, skates quickly to center ice. Here's Doug Gilmore into the Minnesota zone. A right wing pass to Federico, poked away by Roberts out to center ice. Minnesota shorthanded, down 2-0. Early second period action before a full house at the arena. Federico at center ice gets the puck in over the line. Bellows there and backhands it all the way into the St. Louis end. Ramage with a puck. Maxwell on defense with Roberts for Minnesota. Bellows up front, killing the penalty with Brook. Now it's Brian Benning into the St. Louis offensive end, shoots the puck wide of the net. Off the boards, Brian Bellows plays the puck, and Bellows whacking it out, and off the glove of Ramage, the puck goes into the crowd. There's 56 seconds to go in the Hartsburg, Minnesota penalty.
By the way, Ken, we've just been informed that Blues chairman Michael Shanahan announced that as a result of a recent fan balloting on uniform design, the Blues will change their uniforms and logos next season. They'll go back to just the original blue note with not the word Blues written across the jersey. Keep the same color scheme. The fans voted. Over 42,000 voted for the old type jersey, and about 14,000 for the ones they're wearing now. So they're going to go back to the old type uniform next season, and that decision is binding.
Bell shoots the puck in at the right point. Natras. Power play Blues. Over to Bell, left point. Near boards, Pazlowski. In front is Cavallini. Back to the blue line. Bell, a shot. It deflects over the net. Brad Maxwell falls down behind the goal. Yanks the puck in with his arm under his body, and play is stopped. And there'll be a face-off near Minnesota goaltender Don Beaupre with half a minute left in the Blues man advantage.
Try and follow me along Brad Maxwell's career. An original first-round draft choice of the North Stars, then to Quebec, then to Toronto, then to the Rangers, and now back with Minnesota.
I think that's it.
You got to have a...
You know, he was in Vancouver for a little while, wasn't he? This year? Didn't make a curfew one night?
Well, that could have been one.
I think he was in Vancouver early in the year and then went to New York and was only there less than a month.
You have to have a whole guide to follow Brad Maxwell's career the last couple of seasons.
Gilmore trying to win the draw in the North Stars end, trying to get the puck back to Bell. The puck dropped. It comes back to Bell. Over to the right point. Natras. He'll shoot. Beaupre makes the save. In the corner, Graham and Federico battling for the puck. It comes loose. Out to the point to Natras. 18 seconds to go on the man advantage. Over to Bell, left point. In the near corner to Gilmore. Back to the far side to Federico. Gilmore behind the net. Takes the pass in front of pass to Bell, and he fans. Bell plays the puck behind the North Stars net over to the far side to Federico. Hartsburg ready to come back on. Pass centered. Puck comes back to the blue line. North Stars at full strength. Then Bell a drive wide. Puck rebounds off the boards to Hartsburg at center ice. On to Graham over the line. Tries to get a shot. Sends a pass through the goal mouth. No one there for Minnesota. Gilmore slaps the puck off the boards to center ice. Coming up to the 5-minute mark. Second period. Blues lead the North Stars 2-0. Minnesota can clinch a playoff spot with a win or a tie. Here's Cicerelli. Into the St. Louis zone to Ron Wilson, and a shot goes wide by 3 or 4 inches. And Paul Boudelier plays the puck for Minnesota at center ice. Blues have outshot Minnesota tonight 17-9. They have definitely carried the play. Bell in his own end to Mahar at center ice to Gilmore. Streaking down the near side. Gilmore tries to move in front, can't get a shot. He's taken down by Ron Wilson. Loose puck goes to Reeds. Reeds into the slot to Bourgeois. He loses the puck, and Dino Cicerelli takes over in the neutral zone. Cicerelli with Marouk and McClellan. Cicerelli pokes the puck into the corner, goes into the corner, wrapping his arm around Benning, mugs him. Would have taken his purse had he had one. And the referee, Kerry Fraser, says no penalty. Now Benning brings the puck through center ice. He's shoved down by McClellan. No call. Loose puck in the corner. Ron Wilson plays it for the North Stars. Back of the net to Boudelier. He headmans to Marouk. Minnesota on the attack. To McClellan on the right wing. A pass for Cicerelli. Intercepted, knocked away by Cavallini. At center ice, Pazlowski. He's pinned to the boards by Boudelier and taking over Rouse in his own end. Bob Rouse pulls up behind his net. Skating towards the Minnesota blue line. North Stars trail the Blues 2-0. Rouse whacks the puck in. It takes an unusual hop off the boards and almost catches Millen. Natras. Ed Manning. Pazlowski to Gilmore on the move. Drop pass. Cavallini. Good chance. Shoots. Hits the side of the net. Cavallini from behind the Minnesota net. Attempts to center. He's knocked down by Hartsburg. Loose puck right in front. Rouse whacks it with his glove into the corner. He's knocked down. Now Rouse and Gilmore and Lawton after the puck. It hits the referee. Bellows gets it. Feeds it rink wide to Bob Brook. And the Yale product, Brook, feeds to Hartsburg. In over the line. A backhand shot stopped by Millen. And a drive from a bad angle by Brook. Hits a leg. Puck right in front. Lawton, a backhand shot wide. Now the North Stars are dangerous. Puck behind the Blues net. Trying to center Lawton. He does. And the puck comes to Cavallini. He winds up and tries to clear, but a hand pass stops play. The Blues a hand pass and a whistle to stop the action.
The bleeding. Meanwhile, Minnesota had a little offensive flurry going moments ago. And Greg Millen had to be sharp. Ryan Lawton was the focal point, and the best chance really was a backhander that would have been wide on the short side, but Millen kicked it out anyway.
Face off in the blue zone, won by Fedorko. Bell from behind the net gets the puck to Hunter. He clears to center ice, and the North Stars take over. On the Blues' second goal, the Fedorko power play goal, Ramage and Hunter get the assist rather than Ramage and Gilmore. Here's Acton carrying in for Minnesota. Poke check by Bell. Taken to the boards. Loose puck, Ramage. Here come the Blues. 3-on-2 on the attack. Fedorko. Oh, and he can't get around Roberts. Gord Roberts starts back the other way to Keith Acton. The former Montreal center pulls up. Feeds into the slot. No one there. Now in the corner, Gord Roberts. He can't center. Fedorko takes over. He's stopped behind the net by Dirk Graham. A scramble in the corner. Fedorko wheels the puck behind the net to the near boards. And Doug Evans is there. Evans behind the net. He's checked by De Palma. Graham in front and tries to bank the puck in and can as Acton was taken down. He thought there should have been a penalty. Bell rink wide to Hunter. Drop pass. Evans back to Hunter trying to move in. He's in front. He shoots. And he scores off Beaupre. As the puck was right by the line, Beaupre unable to hold on. And the Blues take a 3-0 lead.
Getting the goal. He came in front of the net, went to his backhand. Beaupre appeared to make the save, and then it just trickled in, and he tried to pull it out, but the goal judge saw it in there, and it's 3-0 for the Blues as Mark Hunter back in the lineup for the second game, getting it in. Actually, Beaupre put it in himself. Here's the announcement of the goal.
Number 20, Mark Hunter.
Hunter's 36th of the year.
Assisted by number 32, Doug Evans.
Doug Evans gets an assist.
And by number 10, Bruce Bell.
As does Bruce Bell.
Time of the goal, 7:59.
7:59 the time, and now the North Stars are going to make a goaltending change. Don Beaupre will come out, and Kerry Taco is adjusting some of his equipment. He will take over in goal. Glenn Sonmore and J.P. Parisi in behind the Minnesota bench. And they've just made a change. Kerry Taco, the goaltender from Finland, will take over. Don Beaupre, who I thought had played very, very well in this game and really kept Minnesota in the game, except that one he actually put into his own net. Anyway, Beaupre gets the hook, and Taco's in goal.
And from the center ice face-off, the puck shot in by Reeds. Ron Wilson with a puck near his own net for the North Stars. He is on defense. Puck comes to center ice. And intercepting is Benning. Now Bourgeois at his own blue line. Pass behind Mahar. Mahar tries to get the puck, does, but it's offside. Blues leading 3-0. If they win this game, they'll move very close to the Detroit Red Wings, who are tied now at Pittsburgh.
3-3 in the third period. Pittsburgh was down 3-1. They battle back. It's tied at 3. That game is in the third period. Meanwhile, the Blues need to win and need Detroit to win. If Detroit ties, it still would lock up first place for the Red Wings. So let's go Penguins and keep going Blues.
So if Pittsburgh wins, Detroit will have 78 points going into the final game tomorrow night in Detroit. The Blues with a victory would have 77 points. A win tomorrow night, if things go well tonight, and the Blues would end up first. Who would have thought? Here are the Blues at center ice, offside. Another pass from inside the St. Louis blue line out over the center checkered red line. 11:20 to go here in the period. The Blues here in the second period with a 3-0 lead on Paslowski, Fedorko, and Hunter goals.
Tempo of this game is now all Blues. They've outshot Minnesota 7-1, and that may have been one of the reasons that the North Stars decided to make the goaltending change. Sometimes you get a new guy in there, and everyone gets a little more defensive conscious. But right now, they not only need defense, they need some offense. The North Stars are down by 3.
I can't see anything stirring up the North Stars. If they weren't stirred up enough coming into this game, all they needed was a win or a tie, and they'd be in the playoffs. That seems to be a lot of incentive, unless you'd rather play golf next week.
A lot of people feel the North Stars, the players that is, were very upset that Henning was let go. They didn't feel that he should have been.
Here the North Stars, Lawton checked. Puck to the blue line. Hartsburg keeps it in, and then it comes out and brought back in offside. I think, Dan, that as Lemieux bumps with Hartsburg and the linesmen come in, that at this point, when you see a likable fella like Lauren Henning fired, the players, at least some of them, have to be a little self-conscious, and I'm sure some of them guilty about the situation. And you know, that'll happen, but the time to look after your coach is long before he's fired.
That's right. They've been struggling for quite some time, and meanwhile, it is a rather unusual time to change coaches with just 2 games left in the regular schedule. But I guess that's how desperate Lou Nanne, the general manager, thought the situation was.
From center ice, Hartsburg driving the puck in, played by Natras. Natras Bothwell on the defense in front of Miller. Natras still with the puck to Fedorko. He's on a line with Lemieux and Hunter. Gets the puck to Hunter. He shoots it in. Routine save for Kerry Taco. Usil with a puck. Can't get it out. Intercepting Blues. Fedorko, a pass for Lemieux. He's well covered by Brook. And Bob Brook gets the puck with an outlet pass to Lawton. Now on the near wing to Bellows. He shoots the puck in off Bothwell. Bothwell takes down Bellows. Fedorko plays the puck behind the net to Natras. Up on the right wing to Hunter. Hunter moves to center ice with Lemieux around Musil. 2-on-1. Back is Maxwell. He intercepts the puck. Drives it up the middle to Lawton, and action goes the other way. Brian Lawton. And it's offside, Minnesota, but the Blues clear the puck out. A race for the puck. Fedorko gets to it at the Minnesota line. Drops it for Hunter. He's got Bellows all over him. Yanked down. Bellows will pick up a penalty. Brian Bellows of the North Stars will go off for holding Mark Hunter.
Brian Bellows gets a holding penalty, and the Blues will be on a power play right now. 9:51 the time of the penalty. Bellows almost lassoed Mark Hunter. Didn't have a lasso, so he used his arm and his stick. And now the Blues with the man advantage already with one power play goal in this game and a 3-0 lead.
Minnesota coming into this game with only one victory in their last 5, so they are really struggling to the finish line, as are the Blackhawks. Blackhawks still trail at Maple Leaf Gardens tonight 2-0. Minnesota shorthanded, and Gord Roberts skates from his own end to center ice, wheels back, circles back to center ice again, and says, "Watch this, fellas. Am I set for next year?" Leaves the puck. Blues take over deep in their own zone. That killed 20 seconds, so the North Stars penalty. Ramage up the middle. Nice pass to Gilmore. He skates to the Minnesota line. He's poke checked, and Roberts clears the puck out of the Minnesota zone. Blues lead 3-0. They have the man advantage for the next 1 minute 25 seconds. Benning shoots the puck in off the stick of Kerry Taco, and it sails into the crowd. And we're happy to welcome the hockey fans in Ontario and the Telemedia Sports Network to the arena in St. Louis, where it is a sellout. Kerry Taco has just come in the game for Don Beaupre, and the Blues lead the desperate North Stars 3-0.
You know, reflecting on the goaltending change, on Hunter's goal, Beaupre actually put the puck in the net himself. You go back to the first 2 goals. It was a bad goal that Paslowski scored to start the game. And then Beaupre didn't control the puck on Fedorko's goal when Fedorko was able to get in behind him and get a rebound in. I guess that's why they made the change. Beaupre did make some good saves, but did let in some bad goals, and thus Taco in nets now.
Ready for the face-off for Minnesota. Mark Pavlich against Doug Gilmore. It has been a rather lackluster performance by the North Stars. They can move into the Norris Division playoffs with a victory or a tie. But this game has been dominated by the St. Louis Blues. Blues with a man advantage for a minute 15. Gilmore to Fedorko. Hunter is in front. He has one of the 3 goals. Ramage on the right point. Benning on the left point. Fedorko with a puck. Pavlich, Brook, Musil, and Hartsburg killing the penalty in front of Kerry Taco. Fedorko along the far boards. Second period of play. 9:05 to go at the arena. And Fedorko's pass comes to center ice, and Benning has to retreat. 52 seconds left in the Brian Bellows penalty. Blues have outshot Minnesota tonight 20-10. Fedorko backhands the puck in. Taco leaves it back of the net. Hartsburg winds up, drives it off the boards, not out. Right point, Ramage, the shot, and Taco the save. Gilmore a drive, goes behind the net. Out to the left point to Benning. Pass across the rink to Ramage. Ramage along the far boards to Gilmore, behind the net to Fedorko. The Blues power play tremendous again tonight. They have one of the best in the league. Here's Benning. His pass broken up. Pavlich skates out with Brook. 2-on-1. Ramage back. Benning comes back on the play. The pass to Brook. Quick shot, just misses. Pavlich on the rebound, a drive, and Benning knocks that down. Here come the Blues. 5 seconds left in the man advantage. Hunter to Gilmore. In over the Minnesota line. A pass for Fedorko, broken up by Roberts. He can't get the puck out, but Brook does. And the North Stars are back at full strength, and they are offside at the St. Louis blue line. Blues lead it 3-0.
Tonight to 12-day-old Sarah Elizabeth Goober and mom from Randy. We have a lot of signs of the arena tonight sending out greetings too.
Boy, you're not kidding. The atmosphere is like the playoffs here tonight. Puck in the Minnesota zone. Gord Roberts is back with Reeds hounding him. Both teams are at full strength. Reeds really causing havoc in the Minnesota zone. North Stars trying to come out of their end. Maxwell a pass to the veteran Dennis Marouk. On the right wing to Cicerelli. He cuts to the middle, trying to get around Bothwell. A pass broken up by Reeds. He clears the zone. 7.5 to go, second period. North Stars final regular season game. Pass intercepting. Mahar off the shoulder of Taco. McClellan skates to center ice for the North Stars. Blues, of course, finish the regular season tomorrow night in Detroit. Open the playoffs here at the arena Wednesday night. Bothwell behind his own net, hemmed in by Cicerelli, who steals the puck. And it comes loose. Marouk gets it. He centers. Bothwell whacks it away. And then it's cleared out by Reeds. Shot back in offside by Boudelier, but the Blues will play the puck. Natras carries to center ice as the North Stars and Blues change players. Natras shoots the puck in. Ron Wilson back for it. Wilson, side of his net, runs into Boudelier. Finds some skating room. Feeds too far on the far wing for Acton. Bourgeois leaves the puck at center ice. Ronning checked, and a good check by Boudelier. Then Ronning cross-checks Boudelier as the Blues. Paslowski whips the puck in. Taco plays it off the boards to Boudelier. Then Payne is run into by Paslowski. Boudelier finds some room to maneuver. Skates to the neutral zone. Short pass to Acton. He banks the puck in off the board. Skating back for it, Cavallini. He's run into by Graham, but the Blues will control. Bourgeois up on the right wing to Paslowski in the middle off the skater Ronning. Loose puck. Bourgeois aggressively there, shoots it in, and playing it at the defense, Wilson for Minnesota. Over to the North Stars captain, Craig Hartsburg. He winds up, drilling the puck in wide off the glass. Cavallini tries to clear, can't. Rouse keeps it into Graham. Then Graham taken out in the corner by Cavallini. Graham trying to cross-check Cavallini, gets the puck, attempting to center, can't against Bourgeois. Puck behind the Blues net. Bellows gets it, comes in front, shoots. Millen the save, loose puck in the crease. Millen gets his pad on the puck with Kurt Graham there and holds it for a face-off with 5:44 remaining in period number 2.
Greg Millen looking very sharp in goal here for the Blues again this evening. Bellows made it happen as he came from behind the net, got the shot off, but the dangerous thing was Payne and then Graham. And Mr. Millen was able to freeze it and hold on. Kirk Graham, by the way, has had an outstanding season in games against the Blues this year. 7 goals in the previous 7 games. So the Blues had better keep an eye on him. Meanwhile, Cliff Ronning has had 6 goals against Minnesota, and he's played in just 4 games. This is his 5th.
Face-off near Millen. Fedorko against Bellows. 3-0 Blues. They have outshot the North Stars in this second period 10-2. From the draw, North Stars, Roberts, top of the circle, wrist shot, hits a stick, comes down in front. Blues get the puck, 3-on-2, starting out. Evans takes the puck from Hunter. Ramage also up on the play, then Evans taken out, and the puck ends up behind the Minnesota net. Taco out on the wing for Lawton. Fedorko skates in, steals the puck, centers to Doug Evans. He can't get a shot. Now Evans banks the puck behind the net. Gord Roberts there to intercept. He feeds to Lawton, who starts to center ice on to Bellows. Brian Bellows in over the line. Shot. He scores! Brian Bellows, a quick slap shot from just inside the St. Louis blue line. Minnesota comes up with their first goal, and it's 3-1 Blues.
Brian Bellows, an original #1 draft choice of Minnesota, gets his 26th of the year. He came and shot from well out, but really got good wood on the shot as he just crossed the blue line, and it completely baffled Millen or completely beat him. But a good hard shot, and the defenseman partially screening Millen. He doesn't get a chance to move right away, and that's the key to the goal, the partial screen. But a fine shot by Bellows.
Brian Bellows in his 5th season with Minnesota gets the goal. Blues win and control the puck right off the center ice faceoff. Here's Reeds over to Mahar, offside at the Minnesota line, and there's 5:03 to go here in the period.
Still Minnesota, or still Detroit 3, Pittsburgh 3 in the 3rd period at Pittsburgh. The Blues cheering for the Penguins tonight. And the Blues, of course, doing their part of the job here. They have a 3-1 lead.
And they have the puck at center ice. Natras lifts it in wide of the goal. Boudelier back. Bellows goal at 14:47. Lawton and Roberts assist. At center ice, Blues intercept. Wickenheiser winds up the shot off the stick of Wilson wide. Reeds plays the puck behind the net. Over skating is Wickenheiser. Back forward is Cicerelli in his own end for Minnesota. Out to Pavlich. On the left wing for McClellan. He can't get the pass. Here's Rick Natras turning up ice. Feeds around one man. Gets it to Mahar. He's checked, and McClellan leaves the puck at the Minnesota defense. Ron Wilson. Over to Paul Boudelier. Boudelier in the middle to Pavlich over the red line to the St. Louis line, and the pass to De Palma is offside, and there'll be a neutral faceoff with 4:19 to go here in the second period.
Further update from Pittsburgh, 3-3, 5 minutes to go in that game. The Blues, in order to finish first, must win this game tonight and must get Pittsburgh to beat Detroit. If the Red Wings tie, then they lock up first place, and they do, because even if the Blues were to win tomorrow night and tie them in points, then it would go to the most wins, and Detroit has at this spot 4 more victories than the Blues.
Face off in the neutral zone. Blues control. Here's Benning. Stick handling to center ice. Backhands the puck in. Bob Rouse turns and retreats for it back of the Minnesota net. Rouse to Graham on the near boards. In the middle to Maruk. His feet on the left wing. Too far for De Palma. Puck goes behind the St. Louis net. Back for it, Gilmore. He's checked by Graham. Gets the puck back, clears it along the boards to center ice. A race, Paslowski and Hartsburg. Puck lost by Hartsburg, but Rouse is there to cover up for Minnesota. He gets it in the middle to Larry DePalma, the Detroit native. He stick handles to the St. Louis line, fans at a shot, and the puck comes to center ice. Blues lead 3-1. 3:35 remaining in the second period. Puck shot into the Blues zone. Benning can't get it out, nor can Cavallini. Now behind the net, Marouk centers, and Benning intercepts. Nice crisp pass to Paslowski. He darts to the red line. Out to the Minnesota line as the Blues change players, and Paslowski just backhands the puck to the Minnesota net. Played there by Taco. Then he has it come to center ice to DePalma. On to Graham. He's unable to get around the Blues defenseman Ramage, who flips the puck out to the neutral zone. With the puck now, Maxwell. A right wing pass for Bellows too far, and the puck ends up behind the St. Louis net. Bruce Bell is there. He's got some speed. He zips to center ice. Bell carries into the Minnesota line. Drops the puck for Paslowski. He steers it into the near corner. Maxwell there, and he's crunched by Lemieux, and Maxwell will go after Lemieux. Bellows falls down. Roberts gets the puck, clears it out. Shot back in by Ramage, and the Blues come out to the neutral zone to wave away the offside. From center ice, Bellows, another long shot. This time Millen makes the save. Puck loose in the St. Louis zone. 2:30 to go, second period. Fedorko comes up with a puck along the boards, shoots at the length of the ice. Back for it, Gord Roberts. He touches it, and it's an icing call against the Blues with 2:19 to go. Period 2, 3-1 St. Louis. This is St. Louis Blues hockey. Blues win the face-off in their own zone. Natras gets the puck to Mahar, over the line to Reeds. A shot hits the side of the net. Minnesota gathers in the puck. Boudelier plays it to Cicerelli, out to McClellan. He stick handles into the Blues zone, ridden to the boards by Bothwell. Natras drives the puck out on the right wing to Reeds. He's checked by Boudelier. Cicerelli can't get the puck. Pavlich does, leaves it, and intercepting Wickenheiser. Left wing pass for Mahar. His shot from the Minnesota blue line wide. Then Reeds gets the puck in the corner. He's checked by Boudelier. Pass comes behind the Minnesota net to the near corner, and Cicerelli is there. He leaves the puck for Ron Wilson. Stick handling in his own zone. A minute and a half to go in period 2. Out to Pavlich. He shoots the puck in, and Natras shoots it right back out over the stick of Fedorko. Hartsburg at the Minnesota line to Rouse. Rouse right in front of the benches below us, shoots the puck in. Off the glass, Reeds plays it to Fedorko. Lemieux darting into the Minnesota zone. Fedorko dumps the puck in. Taco meets Lemieux to it. Plays it to Graham. Graham in some heavy traffic. Hunter steals the puck. Passes in front. Fedorko fakes. Oh, and he shoots wide as he's checked by Bob Rouse. As Hunter and Fedorko combine to almost score the Blues' 4th goal. Back the other way, Marouk. A pass that goes wide of DePalma's stick. Now the Blues on the attack. Hunter to center ice with Fedorko. 3-on-3 with Benning. Over the line, Fedorko poke check. Hartsburg has lost his stick. Rouse intercepts the puck and feeds to center ice to Dennis Marouk. Half a minute to go. Marouk over the line, drops the puck for DePalma into the slot with a puck, and it comes loose along the boards and is cleared out by Gino Cavallini. Roberts circles back in his own zone for Minnesota. The veteran defenseman headmans to Marouk at center ice. He chips the puck in with 18 seconds to go. Brook back with Ramage. Brook and Ramage in the corner. They fall down. Loose puck for Gilmore. He just clears to center ice. There are 8 seconds remaining in the second period. Blues lead it by a score of 3-1. From center ice, Bellows shoots the puck in for Minnesota. And Cavallini plays it as time runs out. In the period, the Blues dominate. They outshoot Minnesota 11-3, but as it turns out, each team gets a goal. Hunter at 7:59 to make it 3-0. And then Bellows at 14:47 beats Millen on a long shot to give Minnesota their first goal.
Bud Sports Break after 2 spirited periods of hockey. The St. Louis Blues over the North Stars 3-1. And joining us in a special edition of the Bud Sports Break, in town some show business stuff, we have actor, comedian, Canadian, and big hockey fan John Candy, and also the movie director John Hughes. Both of these gentlemen are in town directing a film. Tell us something about the film you're shooting in St. Louis.
It's called Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It stars John and Steve Martin, who play 2 salesmen who get stuck on the road over the Thanksgiving holiday, whose mission it is to get to Chicago, New York to Chicago, New York to Chicago,
easy route,
via Wichita, St. Louis, and on into Chicago.
That we have to look forward to. John, I have to ask you, being a big hockey fan, you have yet to make your first hockey film. I know you were just barely beaten out by Rob Lowe for the lead in Youngblood, and that hurt you.
I was a little upset about that, too. You know, I went right down to the finals between me and he, and I had a big pimple on my face the day of the final audition, and that kind of killed it for me. They thought it was permanent, and I was trying to tell them you could cover it with makeup, but I guess, I don't know, I'd been in training for that one for about 6 months, too, and, well, you know, that's on to the next one, I say.
But you do have a hockey film.
But look what happened to that picture, so, I mean, you know.
I think you could have saved it.
I think so. I'd like to think so. But, you know, the rest is history, and we're on to the next picture now.
Any chance of a hockey film in the offing for you anytime in the future, though?
Well, we did one on SCTV called Power Play, where I played Billy Stamhovalichki for the Toronto Bay Leafs. And we had fun with that one. Rick Moranis and myself, we wrote that. So we grew up on hockey up in Toronto, so that was always our dream. And the great thing about it, we got free skates. We went to CCM and got free skates. We made the producers pay for it.
I know you're a big hockey fan, John, and also Mr. Hughes, that you have been here a couple of times this week. Now, do you have any particular affiliation in this game? Who are you rooting for?
Well, tonight, absolutely St. Louis. Toronto's... John is with Detroit. He's a Detroit fan, so I guess you're booing him tonight here in St. Louis.
But apologize. But
if you notice, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, a film John wrote and directed, there was a Detroit sweater in there with Gordie Howe's number.
Well, that's dangerous around here. Detroit's not real popular. You stole the coach, Jacques Demers. I mean, it's rough. It's a sore spot here in St. Louis.
Well,
there'll be a St. Louis sweater in this movie,
It's my second Blues game this week, and I haven't been to any Detroit games in 30 years, so I guess I can say I'm a Blues fan now. So.
Okay. Have you enjoyed your stay in St. Louis, John?
I have. It's been great. Everybody's been real nice to us here. We've been, of course, looking for snow. The movie deals with a snowstorm, and the tulips and daffodils here are gorgeous. They're in bloom, and all the buds are on the trees, so...
I need some more for the budget to manufacture some snow if you can.
We're here to empty the Zamboni at the end of the game, and anybody who's got any extra snow at home, please send it to us at the production office at the Hilton Hotel. That's the Hilton Hotel by the airport. Any old snow, we could use it, so please, you know, if you've got any, send it out. Any, throw in the trunk.
Okay, quickly, I'm going to each you a prediction first for your movie and then for the rest of the game.
Well, the Blues are going to win it, and the picture's going to be #1 at Christmas, right?
Yeah. Well, I got to go along with that. I'm hoping that St. Louis, I know St. Louis will win tonight. Minnesota, 2 shots on goal?
Yeah.
3 shots, actually. 1 went in.
Heck of a game.
Heck of a game, yeah. But I'm hoping St. Louis wins tonight, and I know the movie's going to do well. It's just got Steve Martin's great, and working with John is wonderful. So.
And the name of the movie again?
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Hey, we'll be looking forward for Christmas. Thank you.
Thanksgiving, right.
Thank you so much. Thanksgiving, even better. Well, thank you so much for being our guest on the Bud Sports Break.
Thank you, St. Louis, for taking care of us here.
Okay, John Hughes and John Candy, thanks so much for being with us.
Tonight, and that game now, if the Blues hold on to win this one, takes on outstanding meaning. And, of course, you'll be watching that one, and everyone will be paying attention to Toronto and Chicago. So a big night in the NHL coming up tomorrow night. We hope you'll be with us. Kerry Taco ready at one end for Minnesota. Greg Millen is at the other end for the Blues.
Did I tell you that Mario Lemieux was my favorite player?
I just threw kisses to him.
Overtime goal by Mario Lemieux to win it for Pittsburgh and give the Blues still a shot at first place. Unbelievable.
You gotta like it. This Norris division, what a division. Blues lead 3-1, third period. Here's Dan.
Thank you, Ken Wilson. Ken had a good line in the intermission. He said if it wasn't for the Norris division, I don't know where the NHL would get excitement. Immediately, Minnesota go offside. Meanwhile, to the business at hand, Minnesota is desperate. They're trailing 3-1. This is their last game of the season, and the Blues have their work cut out for them here in the third period. They must win this game, the Blues, to keep alive those first place playoff chances, or first place chances. Here's Bourgeois giving it to Benning. Benning down left wing, working his way into center ice, shoots it into the Minnesota zone, and Gord Roberts is back to get it. Roberts clearing one into center ice. Now the puck into the St. Louis zone. Millen back of the net. Benning hustling back to get it, and as he touches it, icing called, and the North Stars will have to contend with a face-off in their own end of the rink.
That game at Toronto, third period. Maple Leafs continue to lead Chicago 3-0. We'll let you know as soon as we get a final. The Blues here at home Wednesday night and Thursday night. The 8th and the 9th, games 1 and 2 of the best of 7 first round Norris Division semifinals against either Chicago, Minnesota, or Toronto. And again, we remind you, good seats are available for the first round of the playoffs.
Here we go on a face-off deep in the Minnesota zone. We're in the first minute of the third period. The Blues leading 3-1. And a false alarm on the face-off as Borzwa and Pavelich got all tied up. And Pavelich will be tossed out, and Dino Ciccarelli will take the draw. Now Wickenheiser is going to get tossed out as well. So it will be Mahar and Ciccarelli. Mahar gets it in front of the Minnesota goal. Bob Rouse takes over there. Rouse for the North Stars to Craig Hartsburg. Hartsburg on left wing to McClellan. McClellan coming to center. Firing it into the blue zone. Rick Mahar back to get it. Round on the boards to Reeds. And Mark Reeds fires it out of there. Minnesota's Rouse going back. Taco sets it up for him. And here's Rouse in his own end of the rink. We're through the first minute of period 3. Here the Blues stealing it. Reeds to Wickenheiser. Broken up by Hartsburg. Hartsburg flips it in behind his own goal. Over to Dino Ciccarelli. Back to Rouse. Rouse speeding it out to Ciccarelli. Knocked down by Mahar. And he shoots it right back in. Hartsburg for the North Stars controlling. Minnesota trailing 3-1. Here's Rouse at center ice. Rouse firing it in. Wide of the Blues goal. Back is Paslowski. Kicked it behind the net to Ramage. Now to Bell. Out on left wing to Cavallini. His pass to Gilmore. He couldn't get it out of the zone. Now Bellows cutting in. Cavallini checked him. Behind the net to Maruk. Cavallini took him out. And here's Paslowski. Upended on the play. Now Ramage without a stick kicks it ahead. Now slides it ahead with a hand pass. And Boudelier gives it to Wilson. Long shot. Stopped by Millen, but it was offside at the St. Louis blue line.
And the Blues, I think, as much as anyone, waiting for the Minnesota North Stars to come on here in this third period. Coming up to the 2-minute mark, neither side has had a shot on goal. Ron Wilson of the Wilson family of Dad Larry, Uncle John, who both had NHL careers. John Wilson, of course, coached in the NHL, the WHA. Larry Wilson coached in the American League.
Here's Ron Wilson shooting it in. Blues go back to pick it up. Bruce Bell to Gino Cavallini. Shot it into center ice. Boudelier knocks it down there. And here's Bellows for the North Stars. He scoops it high in the air. Rob Ramage for the Blues back after it. To Paslowski. Now to Gilmore racing after it, but Wilson will get there first for Minnesota. Wilson fires it around to Bellows, held in by Paslowski. He moves in on left wing, fell down, cleared it back of the net. Gilmore in to get it, but Wilson poked it away from him. Now Cavallini to Paslowski. Back to Cavallini to Gilmore behind him. And Larry DePalma intercepts. And DePalma at center to Maruk. He's checked, and Doug Gilmore drops it back for Benning. Brian Benning on left wing, shooting one. Taco makes the save on that. And Steve Payne goes back for the North Stars. Here's Payne weaving his way to center to Keith Acton. Acton into the blue zone. Drops it back. Payne too well checked. Now Roberts over to Brad Maxwell. Shot right on Millen. Cleared it into the corner, and the Blues will get a penalty here as Federico pulls down Dirk Graham, and he'll get a hooking penalty, and Minnesota will get a power play chance. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
Blues Bernie Federico off for hooking at 3:08 here in the third period, with the Blues up 3-1. At Toronto in the third period, it is now Maple Leafs 3 and the Blackhawks 1. Detroit has already lost in overtime at Pittsburgh. So Minnesota gets a little life here and a little opportunity to find that spark.
Here's Hartsburg on the power play to Wilson. Ron Wilson at the right point, moving in, tied up by Reeds. Wilson to McClellan behind the net. Bothwell has him in tow. Now the North Stars try and center. Back to Wilson at the right point. In on right wing for Pavelich. Back to Wilson. Shot nowhere near the net. Up high off the glass. Now Ciccarelli knocking it into the corner to McClellan, number 27. Here's Pavelich for the North Stars. Minnesota on a power play. Pavelich to Ciccarelli, back to Hartsburg. Hartsburg to Wilson. Ron Wilson shooting. Millen a piece of it, then it trickled out the other side, and Natras cleared it, and Reeds failed to get it out. Shot held in by Minnesota, bouncing around, and Millen flat on the ice, somehow able to smother it. Oh, and the North Stars came very close there.
Boy, Greg Millen holding his ground with players all around him. He was down, and all a North Star player had to do was get the puck up, and he would have had them beat. Initially, Ron Wilson moving in, blasting from the right side. Millen down, the puck trickles just wide. Then the next opportunity, the puck coming out to the left point. Cicerelli screening Millen. Millen going down. The puck going high in the air. Bothwell whacking Cicerelli to get him out of the air. Then the puck comes down, and then everybody whacking away at it. It comes to Millen. He's already down, and none of the North Stars able to really get a stick on the puck to try to lift it over the sprawled Blues goalie.
Minnesota still on the power play. Baudelaire into Bellows on left wing. Brian Bellows into the corner to Marouk. Back to Baudelaire. Now to Marouk. Over to the right point. Maxwell shooting. Millen a save, and he's able to pounce on the rebound. As Benning and Bourgeois gave him good protection as they took those North Star forwards out of the play.
Benning now is hurt. He's skating around and favoring his side, I believe. Millen making the save, standing up very well, and then not allowing any rebound. And he's done a very good job tonight of not allowing rebounds to Len Sonmore's Minnesota North Stars. The announced crowd tonight here at the arena, 17,863. 17,863 for the Blues' final regular season home game. And we hope you'll be here as part of the excitement and fun for Game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs coming up next Wednesday night here.
Again, if you've just joined us, Pittsburgh defeated Detroit 4-3 in overtime on a goal by Mario Lemieux. Blues lead this one 3-1. If they win, they'd go to Detroit and battle for first place tomorrow night. Baudelaire to Maxwell. Back to Baudelaire. In on the left wing boards to Marouk. Dennis Marouk. Cross to Maxwell off his skate, and it trickles outside the blue line. And the North Stars have to go back. Baudelaire with 35 seconds left in the Blues penalty. Cleared it in, and Benning upended. Fans holler, but no penalty called. Here's Baudelaire. Shoots one. That's off a stick. And up high into the crowd. 25 seconds left. And Benning goes over and says, Kerry Fraser, that should have been a penalty on Minnesota.
Well, I don't think there was any question. And I think the reason more than anything that should have been a penalty, Dan, was the positioning of Benning when he was knocked down. He could easily have been seriously injured going into the boards. But Kerry Fraser says no. On the play, Lawton behind Benning. Benning trying to shoot the puck down the ice, and there's no question that he was tripped. But it wasn't like he was out in the middle of the rink. I mean, he could have been seriously injured. And Kerry Fraser says no. Ryan Lawton, like Benning, just going for the puck.
No comment. Face-off, won by the Blues, and Reeds gets it. Fires it down the ice. Taco behind the goal, leaving it. Now decides to clear it up to Cicerelli. Held in by Reeds, who shot it into the corner. Greg Hartsburg back to get it. 8 seconds left in the Blues penalty. Here's Hartsburg. Into center ice to Pavelich. In across the line. Pavelich to McClellan. Tied up by Reeds on the play. Now Ron Wilson. Back to Hartsburg. Blues penalty has expired, and Ramage kicks the puck ahead to Mahar. Mahar to Mark Reeds. Fedorko's out of the penalty box. The Blues are at full strength as they shoot it in. And Ron Wilson goes back there for Minnesota. Here comes Wilson. Feeding it out for Mark Pavelich. He flips it near the St. Louis line. Bourgeois back to pick it up. Bourgeois to Benning. Benning at center ice. Fires it into the Minnesota zone. Back is Gord Roberts. He cleared it out on left wing to Payne, who gives it to Keith Acton. Acton into the St. Louis zone. Acton still with the puck. Acton centered to Payne. Bourgeois knocked it away. Now Acton from behind the net. Out in front. Back to Roberts. Shot deflects and went wide. Into the corner. Here's Acton. Fedorko now trying to clear it away. In there is Steve Payne to tie him up. Now in comes Benning. Acton gets it free on the boards. Keith Acton Back on the point to Rouse. His shot wide. Millen then pokes it into the corner. Steve Payne with Minnesota putting pressure on. Payne gets it to Acton. Hunter checked him, and Benning just fires it away down the ice. Blues will be called for icing on the play as we are down to 13:32 left in the third period. This is St. Louis Blues hockey. 13:32 remaining. The Blues leading Minnesota 3-1. Face-off will be deep in the St. Louis end of the rink. Bellows against Doug Gilmour, and Gilmour wins the draw. Bell behind his own goal. Bell checked by Lawton. Minnesota's Bellows behind the net. Bellows can't center. Here's Lawton with the puck. Does center. Comes to Baudelaire. Over to Wilson. Shooting. Millen stops that. Rebound to Paslowski. He can't get it out. Now Minnesota holding it in. Ramage shooting it around onto the boards. Now coming up with the puck is Doug Gilmour at center to Cavallini. Gino Cavallini, long shot wide of the net. Comes to Gilmour in front. Gilmour gets it loose. Paslowski fanned on it. And back comes Minnesota. Here's Bob Brook. Brook on right wing, centering one. Comes across to Lawton. He's checked. And then Paslowski feeds Gilmour at center. Gilmour one-on-one against Craig Hartsburg. Gilmour's shot. Blocked by Hartsburg. Lies there. Now Cavallini, a poke at it, and it went wide. And Minnesota's Wilson shoots it out on left wing to McClellan. Cleared to center. Bothwell takes over there. Bothwell shooting it in. Going back is Craig Hartsburg to McClellan. McClellan in his own zone for Minnesota. Fires it across onto right wing. Now into center ice to Cicerelli. He flips it into the blue zone. Millen cleared it over onto right wing to Reeds. Reeds can't get it out. Minnesota's Hartsburg at the point. Centered one. Missed McClellan, and back comes Mahar. Rick Mahar leads the Blues rush. Into the North Star zone. Mahar shot it in front, but Brad Maxwell intercepts. Back comes McClellan. East to center. Slides it into the blue zone. Millen leaving it back of the goal for Bothwell. Now out to Wickenheiser. Wickenheiser checked in the play, and now it's Rick Mahar at center to Reeds. He's into the North Star zone. Shot blocked by Hartsburg. Hartsburg clearing it well flat on the ice to Cicerelli. Cicerelli moving down, and now play call. A Minnesota player, Hartsburg, injured back inside the Minnesota blue line. 3-1, the Blues leading. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
At the arena, Blues lead Minnesota 3-1. Down to 2 minutes to go at Toronto. The Maple Leafs lead Chicago 3-1. If Minnesota loses this game, and if Toronto goes on to win at Maple Leaf Gardens over Chicago, Minnesota's out. They cannot make the playoffs. So Minnesota is possibly within minutes of elimination.
And the Blues within minutes, if they win, of going to first place or going to Detroit in a battle for first place tomorrow night. Here the Blues on the attack. In comes Mahar. He was checked, and De Palma breaks out for Minnesota. Paderco checked him. Shoots it back in. Now Hunter failed to put himself back on side in the play, and Minnesota's Roberts starts out. He cleared it, and as soon as the Blues player touched it, then the delayed offside is called on the play. Right here, we'll pause 15 seconds for station identification. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
KPLR TV, St. Louis. Blues hockey is brought to you in part by Allstate. Leave it to the good hands people to insure your home, your car, your business, or your family.
And the real interesting point, Dan, when you look at the Norris division, most likely they'll go to the final day of the season, and only 8 points will separate the 6-5 teams as it is in the Norris division. That's incredible.
Close competition. Some people knock it. I think it's fun. Puck shot in. In comes Acton against Benning. And Benning and Acton hold it there. I don't think it's as much fun as being 20 points in first place if you're with the Blues, but when you get that kind of competition, a lot of people knock the Norris division. There's some great inner rivalries in that division.
The best team against team competition, and the night in, night out best games for closeness and just intense competition and crowd, to me, are in the Norris division. And the last few years I've got a chance to see a lot of games, and I still am extremely fond of the Norris division.
Face-off won by Minnesota. Here's a chance for Wilson to Boudelier, shooting. Millen the save. Boudelier comes up with it again. Back to Wilson. Off of Millen's arm and wide of the net. Now Bell into the corner. Bruce Bell couldn't clear it. Minnesota with pressure on. Wilson shoots. Millen got his arm up to get a piece of that. And then Paslowski cleared it and cleared it up over the Blues bench. So the faceoff will be back inside the Minnesota blue line, or inside the St. Louis blue line. Minnesota must know about the desperate situation. They've come out and played their best hockey of the game here in the third period.
Yeah, they're finally turning it on a little bit. They've had the power play, which has helped. They were fairly successful without scoring. And in period 3, Minnesota has outshot the Blues 9-1. So the shots now overall, Blues 23, Minnesota 22. But boy, you're talking pretty desperate. Down by 2, 10:26 to go. You got to come up with a lot more effort yet. It's a little bit late in the year to start giving your best effort.
Face-off deep in the blue zone. Here's a chance for Maxwell. Save by Millen as he gave a glove save and then held on to it. Well, you know what happened in Pittsburgh? Detroit led that game 3-1. Wound up losing 4-3 in overtime to give the Blues a shot at first place.
That's what I like about having second place clinched, home ice advantage clinched. The Blues are in a no-lose situation, and it's a nice way to go into the playoffs. Gives yourself a few days where you can at least relax a little bit. You don't want to relax much, but you do need to take a little pressure off. You can't take intense pressure day in, day out, as Minnesota and Chicago and Toronto are facing right now. Penalty coming up here also to Mark Hunter.
I didn't see that at all, but he gets a slashing penalty. Wow, and the Blues will be shorthanded again. I didn't see that infraction at all. But Minnesota with the man advantage and still a breath of life. And if they score here, they'd be very much alive. 3-1 in favor of St. Louis. Minnesota on the power play. Bellows coming up with it. Loses it. Natras trying to clear it. Now here's Mahar trying to wedge Boudelier and the puck out of the zone at the same time. Boudelier held it there, and we'll get a face-off.
You know, Dan, we talk about everyone's chances. If Minnesota does lose this game, and if Toronto does hold on to beat Chicago tonight at Maple Leaf Gardens, Chicago still only needs a tie tomorrow night at home to get the playoff spot. So Chicago is desperate, but even if they lose tonight, with Minnesota losing here, they need only a tie at home tomorrow night. Boy, a lot of math to be figured out, and probably a nice exercise at the dining room table over the Sunday paper tomorrow morning.
A lot of ifs, ands, and buts. Here's Baruch giving it to Boudelier at center to Ron Wilson, trying to shoot it in. Hit Bothwell. Reeds knocked it off the boards, and Bothwell clears it away. And the North Stars back to get it. 1:35 left in Hunter's penalty. Boudelier behind his own goal. Here's Boudelier to his own line, now on left wing. Comes to center, shoots it in. Mahar back after it, chopped it off the boards, and got it to center ice. Boudelier knocking it down. Over onto right wing. Here is a lead pass into Bellows. Natras knocks it away. Now Minnesota trying to center. They do. And a shot by Bellows over top of the net. Lawton behind the goal. Lawton tied up by two players. Natras cleared it. Here's Boudelier at the point to Wilson. Flips it into Marouk. Back to Wilson. Ron Wilson at the point. Into Marouk on the right wing boards. Back to Wilson. Wilson to Boudelier. Boudelier shooting. Millen a save. Loose puck. Blues can't clear it. North Stars hold it in, but now Paslowski does get it out of the zone. Here's Marouk with 38 seconds left in the penalty to Bellows, and it's offside. Ken, I'm not sure if Millen stopped that last shot or if it hit the post.
Well, Bellows had a fine opportunity. I think his eyes were big, and he thought he would make it a 3-2 contest. Boudelier moving in along the near boards, centers the puck right in front. And I think Millen probably got a piece of it. You know, we're talking about the playoff opportunities on television. We look at it again. If Toronto wins tonight, and they look like they will, Minnesota is eliminated then. So obviously Chicago would have a place in the playoffs. by virtue of Minnesota being eliminated. I mentioned Chicago would need a tie. But all they need is a loss and a Minnesota loss.
By the way, there are 20 seconds now left in that game with Toronto still leading 3-1.
Chicago.
Yeah, if St. Louis win tonight, and Chicago lose to Toronto, then Chicago and Toronto are both in. The only question would be who'll finish third and who'll finish fourth.
Chicago back in much?
Take it any way you can. Here's Maxwell back. Minnesota still in a power play, giving it to McClellan. 8:40 left in this one, in the third period, that is. And this one, of course, isn't over. Here's Cicerelli in his own zone, dropping it back, giving it to Brad Maxwell. Cicerelli to center. Fires it in. Millen back of the net. Millen cleared it around under the boards. Gilmore trying to work it out of there. Doug Gilmore to Benning. Penalized player Hunter back on. Here's Benning. Shoots one. Taco, the save, got his hand on it. And Pavelich back for Minnesota. Blues at full strength now. Here's Mark Hunter in center ice to Gilmore. He tried to break in. Cicerelli tied him up. And then Pavelich gets it for Minnesota. To Maxwell, to McClellan, to Cicerelli. Cicerelli, long shot, wide by a couple of feet. Millen setting it up for Benning. Benning out onto left wing. Evans couldn't quite get it out. Gilmore does, but Gilmore had hit it with a high stick, and that stops play. 7:47 left in regulation time.
Holding on here, 3-1 late in the third period. It's over in Toronto. The Maple Leafs have defeated the Blackhawks 3-1. The Maple Leafs beat Chicago 3-1. Minnesota must win here to not be eliminated. So they're facing elimination from the playoffs.
And the Blues have a 3-1 lead. 7:39 to play. Minnesota trying to clear it in their own zone. Federico knocks it down to Doug Evans. He's tied up. Now Roberts on the play. Back of the net. Here comes Keith Acton for Minnesota. The North Stars desperate and trailing by a pair. Here's Acton across the line. Drops it back. Shot blocked by Payne. Minnesota trying center. Roberts behind the goal. Now Ramage trying to clear it out of there. Here's Federico. Flips it. Paslowski tipped it to center. And the North Stars rouse at his own line. Checked by Paslowski to Federico. He's into the Minnesota zone. Just flips it into the corner, heads to the bench. Cavallini tried to center. That's knocked away by Minnesota. Now Gilmore, fresh off the bench, shot it behind the net. Into the corner is Paslowski. Tried to center. Roberts knocked it away. And here's Acton for Minnesota. Acton ahead to Graham. Too far for him. Benning back after it for the Blues. Brian Benning into center ice on left wing. Giving it to Gilmore. Now the North Stars. Lawton takes over. He shoots it in. And Gilmore goes back again for the Blues. Gilmore trying to scoop it off the glass. Ron Wilson held it in. Wilson moving in, shooting one. That's blocked in front of the net by Bourgeois. And Todd Ewan gives it to Cavallini. Now to Gilmore. Into the North Star zone to Cavallini. Shoots high off the glass. Ewan into the corner to get it. Ewan battling, trying to center. Comes to Cavallini. Now to Todd Ewan. Ewan centered in front. Gilmore a whack at it. And he's taken down by Wilson on the play. No penalty, and the fans holler. How about that? Here's Lawton in across the line. Broken up by Natras and cleared back. Hartsburg for the North Stars with less than 6 minutes to play in the third period. Blues flip it back in. Going back to get it is Maxwell. Brad Maxwell to Craig Hartsburg to his own line. Hartsburg to center. To the St. Louis line. Wickenheiser checked him, and back comes Bothwell. He's tied up from behind and flips it in. Going back is Maxwell for Minnesota. Maxwell trying to pull away from Wickenheiser. 5:25 left in the third period. 3-1 Blues. Here's Reeds holding it in. Maxwell there to pick it up. Shoots it out. Comes to center. Mahar now fires it in. Taco back of the goal. Maxwell there to pick it up. Maxwell to McClellan on left wing to Hartsburg at center. Hartsburg leaving it for Pavelich. Now to Cicerelli. Back to Pavelich to McClellan behind the net. He's taken out, and Wickenheiser comes up with the puck. And now Wickenheiser carrying out. Wickenheiser to center ice. Into the Minnesota zone. Slides it into the corner. And going back is Bob Rouse. Now 4:44 left in regulation time. Minnesota shoot it to center. Federico flipping it back in. Roberts back for the North Stars. Cleared it on the boards for Rouse. Now Rouse trying to shoot it out of there. Got it to Cicerelli. Hunter fires it back in. Taco for Minnesota, leaving it for Roberts. Gord Roberts to Larry DePalma. Forecheck by Hunter. Hunter fired it in behind the Minnesota goal. Roberts there for the North Stars. Flips it to Rouse. Rouse for Minnesota. At center for DePalma. Number 31, DePalma to Cicerelli, who flips it in. Blues go back. Ramage has it. 4 minutes left in regulation time. Blues leading 3-1. Here's Ramage to center. Shoots it into the North Star zone. Paul Boudelier. Checked by Mark Hunter. Boudelier gets it back. Boudelier to Marouk. Dennis Marouk into the Blues zone. Fires it behind the net. Blues, Cavallini couldn't clear it. Neither could Federico. Shot up high off the glass as Minnesota had a chance, and then Hunter shot it to center. Minnesota's Marouk on right wing. Into the Blues zone. Fires it back to the goal. Doug Gilmour there to pick it up. Gilmour into the left wing corner for Benning. Benning over skates it, goes back to get it again. Here's Benning trying to feed it to Cavallini, who missed it. It goes the length of the ice. They rule Minnesota could have played it so there's no icing. Now the North Stars clear it. Gilmour held it in. Knocked down by Payne. And Payne breaks out. 3 minutes left. Maybe in the season for Minnesota. Shot in by the North Stars. Cleared by Millet. Gilmour getting the puck. Gilmour and Hartsburg battle on the boards. Gilmour falls. Puck still loose. Comes to Keith Acton. To the right point to Wilson. Ron Wilson turns. Shoots one. Deflected. Gilmour cleared it. And Cavallini breaks out. Cavallini at center ice. Firing it into the Minnesota zone. Now 2.5 minutes left. Here's Hartsburg to his own line. Now to center. To Keith Acton. He's checked in. Wickenheiser comes back for the Blues with 2:20 left. 3-1 St. Louis leading. A victory would send the Blues into Detroit tomorrow night with a chance at first place. Minnesota shoot it to center. Benning fires it back in. Non-stop action here as Maxwell back to get it. To Craig Hartsburg. Now to Brian Lawton on left wing to Maxwell. Maxwell to center. Long shot. Blues can't clear it. Lawton held it in. Flips it into the corner. Now coming up with it is Bob Brook. He's tied up. Here's the goaltender off for Minnesota. Bourgeois at center ice. To Mahar to Wickenheiser has an open net. Shoots. He missed the net. Wickenheiser with an open net miss. Minnesota with 6 attackers get it to center. Knocked back in by Benning. Maxwell there. Cleared it. Here's Mark Hunter. He has a shot at the open net. His shot blocked. And Minnesota start back with Lawton. 6 attackers for Minnesota. Bourgeois broke it up. Now Minnesota carry in, but go offside at the St. Louis blue line. 1:19 left. The Blues lead 3-1.
2 more wins in Chicago. So Chicago does, in fact, need 1 more point to clinch a playoff spot.
So Minnesota wouldn't be dead if they lose this one, but just about.
Well, they'd be dead in the water and at home wondering.
Well, here's a loose puck, an open net for Reeds. He shoots, he scores! Mark Reeds into the open net with 1:07 left. Blues lead 4-1. First place at stake tomorrow night at the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit.
So there's going to be a lot left to talk about tomorrow night. The Red Wings losing at Pittsburgh in overtime 4-3. The Blues will win this one. Reeds with the open net goal. 6 o'clock St. Louis time tomorrow night from Joe Louis Arena. Television and radio. The Blues and Red Wings will battle for first place. Chicago will be at home against Toronto, needing a point to get a playoff spot. And if Chicago doesn't get a tie tomorrow night at least, Minnesota will be in. So we have tried to bury Minnesota. Not that they haven't tried to themselves, but technically Minnesota could back in tomorrow night if Chicago loses at home to Toronto. Boy, it's fun in the Norris division. So the Blues, with 1:07 to go, take a 4-1 lead over the North Stars. As the Blues tonight will pick up their 31st victory. They'll have 77 points.
I give the goal to Gilmour. Apparently, He tipped it. Reed shot it, but apparently Gilmore tipped it. 4-1 St. Louis. Last minute of the third period. Puck cleared in by Minnesota. North Stars center it out in front. Bouncing around in the slot. McClellan a whack at it. Cleared away by Ramage. Now Gilmore comes up with it. Shoots it. McClellan held it in. Knocked down by Gilmore. Now chopped wide by Cicerelli. Here's Bothwell into the corner to get it. And Bothwell scoops it up high. Taco is back on the ice in goal. 30 seconds left. 4-1 the Blues leading. They said Gilmore tipped in that last Reed shot, and that would be his 40th goal of the year. Here's Kozlowski. Couldn't hold it in. Bellows breaking out. In across the line to Cicerelli. Centered, man open, but it bounced over his stick. And the Blues, Gilmore cleared to center. 10 seconds left. Folks are standing at the arena. Blues about to beat the North Stars and stay alive for first place. Fedorko at center ice. This one's over. It's Detroit tomorrow night. First place at stake between the Blues and the Red Wings. Listen to the crowd at the arena. The St. Louis Blues 4, the Minnesota North Stars 1 before over 17,000 at the arena. And the Blues, as a result of that victory and an overtime victory by the Pittsburgh Penguins over the Detroit Red Wings, still have a shot at first place. They're just 1 point back of first place Detroit, and the Blues and the Red Wings meet in Detroit tomorrow night. That schedule maker really knew what he was doing when he drew up that schedule way back last June.